The Walt Disney Company has decided to take their most popular attraction and destroy it to replace it with Tiana's Bayou Adventure. They've taken a ride that has a thrilling 52-foot drop and turned it into a princess attraction for children. They've even decided to hide the 52-foot drop behind mist. Let's talk about Disney's fantastic plan here on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place. And here with me is theme park expert, Mr. VashSky. Vash, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, but you know what I could use, Jonas? I could use a little bit more magic mist in my life.
Oh, couldn't you? Well, I know a place where you can find lots of mist. We like to call it Bayou Magic here. A surprise twist. This story from WDW Magic. Tiana's Bayou Adventure final 52-foot drop hidden behind mist. This one by WDW Magic staff. Walt Disney Imagineering has started testing another effect at Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and this time it's a significant change for the final 52-foot plunge. As we can see from this video shot last night by Caballero Ducky, the entrance to the ride's main drop is now concealed by a curtain of mist. Look at that right there. Okay. While we don't know exactly what awaits riders at the peak of the lift hill, it will be a different experience from Splash Mountain, where riders had a clear view out into the park before the drop. Well, if you have been following Leak Week here on That Park Place, you know a little bit better, with rumors and grains of salt and all that, what is going on this lift hill. The lift hill is supposed to be the singing of Dig a Little Deeper by Mama Odie and a flock of flamingos, very different birds. Also strange looking, but a very different bird from a penguin. Flamingos are flying all around you, and you're supposed to be clapping along to Dig a Little Deeper. And it's supposed to be fun the entire way up. As opposed to, Vash, what did the original Splash Mountain lift hill look like?
Well, the original lift hill, I'm assuming you're talking about the final one there, it was full of dread and fear. It's interesting. This is a little bit of a niche Splash Mountain history, but the song leading up to the final lift hill was actually a little bit more, it was kind of cheerier. I think it was, what was it? It was from A Song of the South. It was, I want to say, it was Follow You Home or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite remember what the song was, but they changed it very, very quickly to something that was like, gonna be rabbits do, kind of
Mm-hmm.
building up the anticipation for that thing. And I think tonally, I think it works much better. But you can still find some of the original audio recordings of that sequence right there, and I think the official soundtrack actually has it, which is really interesting. But it was all about, like, a little bit of fear, and obviously you have, Bre'r Rabbit kind of all tied up and everything like that. And then, once you actually get down and into the splash and you see that huge celebratory scene, it's kind of like almost the ride saying, hey, you conquered your fear. You rode this thing, and here's your reward for riding this thing.
Right.
So losing that aspect of it just doesn't make sense.
Well, there is one question I have. Were there animatronic vultures watching you right before the plunge?
So you're looking for a laughing place, eh? Yes, there absolutely was.
And now, so you're clapping along. There's flamingos flying all around. There's probably a projection of Mama Odie there, maybe rumored to be. And now you won't even get a view right before you go plunging into this thing. It's supposed to be a fun thing at the end of the ride, and you won't even see it coming.
But Jonas, think about the things that they could have done. Like, I think a lot of people actually wanted, like, are you ready? Playing up that lift hill right there.
Yeah.
Really,
I got
really
friends
fun.
on the other side, right?
Right.
And we have yet to see any sign of Keith David's Dr. Facilier in this ride. And we're now showing the poster here for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We can't fit the entire thing on the screen. Maybe we can work this out here. Okay, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can get the entire thing in the frame. Vash, what strikes you about this poster right here as far as the lift hill goes? Or sorry, the 52-foot plunge?
Well, what strikes me the most is that they have a big old Tiana covering it up. Now, some people might say, well, they want to highlight that this is actually her attraction as part of this adventure right there, but it's kind of implied in the name, right? Why obfuscate this huge drop that used to be one of the biggest selling points for Splash Mountain when it was originally conceived back in the late 1980s? It used to be, hey, look, listen, we had the biggest, steepest drop or whatever, but we have this incredible showpiece right here. The fact that they keep trying to hide this in every single depiction that we actually see of this thing, and now, I guess that includes physically, and they try to, they've rescaled the entire attraction. What I mean by that is that the forced perspective that used to be there, that used to make this mountain actually look as tall as it possibly could, well, now they've reduced those elements, and they've put up bigger props and oversized trees and big water towers in order to make it look as small as they possibly can. So there is a conscientious effort by Imagineering to try to downplay this 52-foot plunge.
Right. And just to reemphasize something that you said there, Michael Eisner specifically commissioned Splash Mountain because they wanted more thrill rides in the park so that people would stop viewing them as much as a kiddie place. And of course, that has been overextended by Bob Iger in the same way that he has overextended everything else at the Walt Disney Company, including their credit. In order to facilitate what is the only remaining audience of Disney parks, if they're not careful, which is dual income, no kids, or people who don't intend to have children themselves. So
well, what's ironic about that, Jonas? Brett Eisner was the one. Yes, the son of Michael Eisner was the one that picked out Splash Mountain from all the models in WDI and said, "I want to ride on that." So previously, kids sold this attraction, but now we must make it little kid friendly. And so this is why we're getting a change of tone here.
But of course, little kids above 50 centimeters. I keep using that height requirement. I think that's the height requirement for this ride. It hasn't changed because the actual ride itself hasn't changed, just the designs around it. So we'll really get to see how much the story matters on this one. Of course, we want to throw this to our commenters down below. What do you think about the magic mist that has been added to Splash Mountain's newly transitioned appearance here? That should be opening here in just a little bit, just in the middle of June, as we're hearing. Please give us your thoughts in the comment section down below. Of course, like this video if you like this video, and consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.